Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about English language through exploring museum. And here I'm at Sonobudoyo Museum. So let's explore this museum. And for the ticket is only 10,000 rupiah for one ticket. For the gateway to entering the museum, this is for the rules in museum. There are two languages, in Indonesia and in English. And this is for the traditional music that's come from Japanese. This is for the culture in Japanese actually. And this is for the example of how the description of the things that include in Sonobudoyo Museum. Actually, it can be used for the learning English on the reading skill. In this case, the description is consists in two languages, which is Indonesia and English. There are several passages that describe the things in this museum. For the situation in the second room, that consists of Hindu and Buddhism influence. Actually, it can be useful for the student to learn English that makes the student can learn contextual even though they learn in school and they implement in the museum. So for this description, it is Japanese folk hymn is actually talk about the history and also the tradition in Japanese people in the society that in this case they usually playing with her friend and also with their social to explore this. For example, like this one. Actually, we can implement, for example, visiting the museum to students to engage their motivation and also give them authentic material so they are not bored to learn English, because even though this is for Indonesian, talk about Indonesian, actually the description for this thing can be used to improve their reading comprehension. Yes. This is the situation for today. I'm visiting the museum. There are a lot of people explore too. This is for the magazine of Java and Pusaka Jawa, and also the catalog book of Java Institute exhibition. Actually, it's discussed about the history of Sonobudoyo Museum. So this is useful for the education field, especially for the student to improve their vocabulary and to know about the new language with contextual and authentic material. Actually, in the Sonobudoyo Museum, have two buildings, and let's go to explore the the another building. What is the most wonderful things in the Sonobudoyo in second building? So let's explore. This is the situation in the second building. They are include about transportation in the Indonesian for the bus. For example, like Ondel, men's bicycle, and also in this case is bending. Actually, I think most of the students will excited if they learn through music. Music contains a lot of knowledge and also a lot of meaningful things that the student can learn. Actually, for the development era, the Museum of Sonobudoyo also adapt with the technology. They are interactive digital to learn about, for example, technology to make more easy for the visitor explore. But there are no another language, just Indonesia. Actually, this is for the suggestion to Sonobudoyo Museum to add more than one language to make, for example, like foreigners can understand about the description. The student actually, the school can make some plan to visiting the museum. For example, if in their place have museum, actually it can give motivation for the student to more learning about language. And you know that today some students especially easily to get bored because they just learn in the school. I have experience when I read about Toto-chan that the teacher also engaged the student to learn in the outside of the class to give more meaningful learning activities for the students. In the second floor is talk about performing arts. In this case, performing art are cultural expression in the Japanese culture and also in Indonesia. There are a lot of performing art, especially in the wayang. For example, like wayang kulit, wayang kole, and etc. For the wayang orang, or in Indonesia called wayang kole, and this is for the costume that the pewayangan use. Not only Japanese culture, there are a lot of another culture. For example, like Wayang Wahyu that talk about Jesus, like this one. This is Wayang Wahyu, Yunus, Maria, and Hannah. In the top floor, let's take a look in the top floor. In the top floor, actually is about the traditional weapon. Traditional weapons in the Indonesia. And this is for Japanese traditional weapons, which is kris. There are a lot of types of kris. The- For learning vocabulary, actually the student also can learn some simple sentence and also phrases like the name of the object in the museum. The student can learn. This is more detailed and also more valuable insight for the student to explore because they also have a lot of curiosity, and I think it's more better if the student can learn through exploring the museum. Really, through learning in the museum, students can understand about their culture, their country culture, so they can appreciate their culture. And even though in the museum have a lot of objects, but actually the student can gain some new experience that give them meaningful in the learning activities. This is a lot of types of batik that student can learn and also to know that the batik is having more than one types. So actually in the sixth floor there are a new room for the interactive object. For example, like this one, couple kinetic or kinetic ship. Yeah, this is wonderful, guys, because with the development of globalization, the museum Sonobudoyo can adapt with the technology. For example, like this one, the virtual reality that talk about, I think, like the tradition in the past of Indonesia. Yes, like this one. This virtual reality is talking about Jemparingan, traditional weapon in Indonesia. is like crazy, guys. Wow, amazing. Special one in this Sonobudoyo Museum is also talk about Yogyakarta city, which is some philosophy, and I want to show you guys about some philosophy.
Filosofi bersikap menjawabkan manusia sejenak menuju sentral segalanya.
According to Sonobudoyo description, Subu philosophy is tell us about the reflection for the human life to the past human life. It also give meaningful thing for the life of human being. And also in Sonobudoyo is already have some kind of animation that talk about Indonesia history or also Indonesia folklore. Indonesian folklore is about the legends and the myth that the society believes in the past era. This is the description of Wahana interactive destination in the Sonobudoyo. It's actually to give some visitor more keen some new experiences, and this is for the section for this destination. That's all, guys, for my vlog. I hope you can learn and gain some new knowledge, especially for educational field, for the student and for the improvement in the education and learning activities. And see you in the next vlog. Bye bye.